In a time of darkness and chaos, RABtoons does yet another Final Fantasy X-2 model making stream. I'm not sure if I'm actually live, so I'm just gonna hang on the dashboard for a few seconds. Okay. Looks like things are rolling in. There we go, it looks like it's working. Hey Ben, hey Robert. I'm gonna stop talking like this cause that will get pretty damn annoying. Okay, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? Hello and welcome to another RABtoons stream. Do let me know if the music is too loud. We're just gonna jump straight into it. Actually, I'm gonna turn that down just a smidge. Okay, so let's begin today's stream. We are making logos, Ormi and Nooj. I'm not actually sure if that's how you're supposed to pronounce Logos' name. I don't actually recall ever hearing his name said out loud in the game, so I could actually be wrong. But let's start with Logos. So let's open up our template. Hello Patrick, Moon, and Leaf Ninja. Welcome, welcome. So as always, we get rid of the second keyframe because we don't need the forward-facing model, and let's start with oh, thank you very much, Clarence. Hey Rab, can't stay long but want to pop in and say hello. Looking forward to the video. Thank you very much. I'm sad you can't stay around, but life's life. Where was I? Okay, we're going to start by saving the model first. You know, first and foremost important. Logos, however you say his damn name. Hello Moon. Do 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 do. Everyone be on the lookout for the P stored in the ball's Easter egg. It's a bit louder than your voice. Okay, let's turn it down a bit more. Hopefully that should be a bit better. Welcome X-Hero. As I feared, trying to find a picture of Logos is just bringing up pictures of the Final Fantasy X-2 logo, which is obviously not what we want. I think that might be as good an image of Logos as we're going to get. So that's fan art. Very good fan art. I mean, if possible, I would like at least one image of him facing left, but I don't think we're going to get that, so we're just going to use this one because I think it's as good a reference image as we're going to get. That's good volume now. Good, good. When you're done making all the things you make, I want to see what you do and I'll subscribe to your channel. I did like you make. Why is Pain picking her nose in the thumbnail? The better question is, why aren't you picking your nose now? Checkmate. Just wanted to pop in and say I'm patiently waiting for tactics in a nutshell. Who isn't? Okay, so let's start by doing the weird hat thing he wears. Not quite sure what you'd call that. It's like a weird discus type thing that sits on top of his head. And since he's a very inconsequential character, we won't put too much stock in their actual outfit. As you see, I've locked this layer so that when I erase, it doesn't do that. Just a little thing to note if you ever want to pick up this program, but as it's outdated software, you probably don't want to be using it. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what exactly the logo is on top of his hat thing, so we're just gonna wing it. You don't actually get a good look at it. RABtoons, I love all your stuff, dude. Thank you, Summer Shepherd. You guys are criminally underrated. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Blue13. logos, always ready for ultimate frisbee. I think you're thinking of Ormi, but I guess he could play frisbee with whatever the hell this is on top of his head. Okay, let's do his little chin strap thing. If you're wondering why we're listening to Final Fantasy 1 music, it's because I actually ran out of 10.2 and Final Fantasy 10 music in the previous 2 streams. So what I have at the moment is what I have saved as best of Final Fantasy music, so basically all my favourite songs from each game, ranging from 1 to 15, so do enjoy. I mean, they're bound to be caught by the copyright Nazis, so we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so you can't actually see his ear because he's wearing this do-rag. And we're just gonna give him his little ties. And completely covers his head so you can't actually see his hair. I'm gonna give him defined cheekbones to make him stand out a bit more. Evening, Rab. Hello, Furianal. I listen to FF music all the time. Yeah, it drives others insane, but not me. Join the club. Let's move you over there a sec. Why is that not selecting? Love Mount Golg. I actually prefer this version of it to the one in Final Fantasy 9. I mean, nice try, but it just doesn't hold a candle to the original. Ooh, what's up? I kind of regret that song because it's all whatever people comment to me now. It's kind of become my version of Wakanda Forever and various other catchphrases that creators probably get thrown at them all the time. Okay, so I'm just trying to think how to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this layer onto the face. Don't know why he's giving me Mortal Kombat vibes at the moment, even though he never gave me those vibes in the actual game. So what we're doing is getting rid of the parts of the character's head you can't see because it's obscured by the weird head rag thing he's wearing. Yeah, the classic Final Fantasy battle theme. Yeah, this is pretty good. Thoughts on the logos? You mean the logos for the game? Pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, I guess he does kind of have a Raiden vibe going. Yeah, definite Mortal Kombat vibes at the moment. Hopefully that'll go away once we've drawn the rest of him. Welcome to the rice fields. Oh boy. Not sure how to interpret that. The first ever Final Fantasy victory theme. Okay, let's go with a bit of a darker grey. And this colour's pretty damn dark too. As you see, we're already on the credits theme for Final Fantasy 1. One, because there isn't actually that many Final Fantasy 1 tracks. And not actually that many favourite tracks of mine from it. Which is probably heresy as a Final Fantasy fan, but that's my opinion. Thought not figured. So Ben, what your favourite version of Chocobo Song? I really like the 11 version. And that is an interesting one. I think 7's got my favourite version of the Chocobo theme, which is the one you hear when you encounter Chocobos in the field during battle. I'm not quite sure off the tip of my tongue what it's actually called as a track, but that's my favourite. Okay, so the head was actually quite simple, so let's move on to the body. Give him a collar. The collar goes all the way up. He's got these weird straps going across his chest. Seriously, someone needed to rein Nomura in when he was doing these character designs for 10.2, and you'll see that in full swing with Nooj, which is the last model we're making today. Furianor, we're on to Final Fantasy 2. It cannot be, is my impression of Logos's English voice. Completely over the top. So yeah, you may notice I tend to give characters necks now, which is something quite unique. I've not, in the early days I definitely didn't give characters necks, it was a stylistic choice which I've done a bit of a U-turn on, because I think the neck actually gives me a bit more versatility with the animation. Learn, adapt, overcome. Mainly when I need to make a character's head tilt, it looks much better now, because it actually has a neck to swivel on rather than just awkwardly balancing on top of the character's torso. No one can rein in Nomura. The last time they tried that, it cost us all of Final Fantasy 15. That is true. I quite like Final Fantasy 2's battle theme. I wonder if I can just get away with squashing Logos's body to make Ormi. I mean, as far as I remember, they both wear the exact same outfit. So colouring as I go to make this slightly easier. God damn it. It's time to play everyone's favourite game, Where is the Hole? Luckily the hole is right there. I would like to audition for Final Fantasy Tactics in a nutshell when y'all do it. I've beaten the game over 100 times and I'm in chapter 2 of my annual plaything. Well, do keep an eye on the channel. I will post every nutshell casting call as it comes out. I mean, we're currently casting for Silent Hill 4 in a nutshell remake, which should be fun. We're 10 years after the original, we're remaking that abomination that is our current Silent Hill 4. For flip's sake, this is peeing me off now. Are you freaking kidding me? It was that This tiny little hole right here. I am not amused. As you can see, these colours are clashing. You can actually now not tell that there is straps going across his chest. We'll rectify that in a moment. I thought you didn't want to make her sad. So I'm just remembering random lines from Final Fantasy 2 in a nutshell as I listen to these soundtracks. So it looks like his undercoat is actually darker than the rest of his outfit. Oh, Christ alive. Okay, might have to squash his torso a little bit. So as you can see, we're going to scale it up just a smidge. And as you notice, this is why I like Flash. It retains the size no matter what I'm drawing. So if I need to squash, stretch, whatever, it always will be the same exact quality. What are your thoughts on 10.2 as a whole? Good battle system, okay story, killer soundtrack. Like, there are some serious good tunes in the 10.2 soundtrack that almost make up for the abysmal story. Almost, I say. The story is still oof. Wholly unnecessary. And this is coming from someone who actually doesn't hate Tidus, so yeah. Bringing him back was completely unnecessary. There's always a sort of undertone of sadness to this field theme from Final Fantasy 2. I mean, I know it's a story about war, so, you know, it's a given that there'd be sadness involved with that, but I always just found it sort of unique amongst Final Fantasy overworld themes. What do you think of the job system? The job system is very intuitive and allows for very flexible gameplay styles. I thought it was a neat addition to the game. It's a lot would say it's a saving grace for 10.2, and I would agree with that assessment. Now, who has this theme ingrained into their minds through trogging through Final Fantasy 2 dungeons? Hey, have you made your decision whether or not you'll do Final Fantasy 4 after Destiny yet? It's been 2 months since I made that request and I'm still waiting for a yes or no. Since you put me on the spot, I'm gonna have to give you a blunt answer and say sorry, but no, that just really got too much on my plate at the moment to sort of do that. I mean, I always say never because I will run out of stuff eventually, so maybe I may need to come back to it, but at the moment, no, sadly. I'm sorry that took so long to get back to you, because my mind is just all over the place at all the times. I often forget things. I do try to read every single comment. I do try to answer as many questions as I can, but I don't get to see them all. Okay. We're almost done with logos. Just doing the sash on his robe, I guess you would call this thing. I'm not quite sure. Hello, James. As if all of you are revived at the end. Mine died for good and you've got her in spin-off. I left for a minute and came back and you're already done with the top. I'm just that good. So now we're just doing intricate detail on his sash thing, and obviously I've overshot it, but we're simplifying it anyway, so it doesn't actually massively matter. And I think the rest of his outfit might be quite simple. Yeah, just a box standard robe. From there. So that's nice and easy. And that is the same colour as his top, so that's cool. Hey, we're recycling jokes. Very wise, Your Grace. Oh, why do you think there's a hole there? That's why you think there's a hole there, because there is a hole there. Touche. As I zoom in, I've noticed I've drawn over the sash. So we're just going to correct that. Do you like rogue-like games? Not sure what you're asking me there. Please tell me that the massage scene in the game will be just as awkward in the parody. I won't spoil what we have in mind for the massage scene. Just mark my words, please don't be disappointed. Rest assured though, it is in the parody. But I won't spoil how. Okay, so we're just going to do the shoes. It's weird cloppers. Do these little lines that symbolize feet. I am not going to bother detailing his shoes, as you very rarely see nutshell characters' shoes. So let's put his head on. And I am pretty satisfied with that body. So let's get rid of you. Ooh, final boss theme. This is a tune. Did you actually play every single game you made a parody of? All of them except for Final Fantasy XI, and I think that's pretty damn obvious I didn't play Final Fantasy XI. Okay, so we're just going to shade his body in, which shouldn't take too long, because it's mostly just one colour. By the way, I may have time to do doodle requests again at the end of the stream, so start thinking of what you want to ask as a request. because I will want them ready when I drop the question at the end. Just a heads up. So just picking darker colours to shade. Hey RABtoons, how different do you think things would have been if you did the Final Fantasy nutshells during the channel's early years? Well, I think they would have been a lot shorter because I wouldn't have that incentive to make them longer as I do now. So they would probably be more like the original Silent Hill 4 in a nutshell, which was only about 3 minutes long. I think the humour would have been a lot more immature. I mean, I know it's not exactly mature now, but it definitely would have been a lot more fart jokes and very questionable content compared to how it is now. So yeah, basically more immature, shorter, and the quality would have been terrible as well because I would have been using those janky ass scoliosis models. Okay, so I'm not quite satisfied with how his I don't know what you call this, a hat sits on his head, so we're gonna bring it down a smidge. And so Furion and the gang saved the day. Dark Elf, am I late again? I mean, you're late in the sense that you've missed the first model, but there's still 2 to go, so I would say you're not that late. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we have our Logos character model. So that's 1 out of 3 done. Check. I am pretty pleased with how that turned out. Kaid Antonio. Hey Rab. Hey. Vic LeBlanc. No. Guys speak Beaver. I speak Beaver too, but only with my mouth full. Gross. What program do you use? Sorry, my English sucks. Really sorry. That's fine, Ginger. I understood your question, so your English is fine, actually. This is Adobe Flash CS4. Massively outdated, but it gets the job done, as my companion Ben Howell likes to iterate every time I talk myself down, so I will not talk myself down. So let's move on to Ormi. Now, I'm fairly certain Ormi is the exact same outfit, just slightly different. So apologies, this may be repetitive. Need to actually find a decent image of Ormi to begin with. There are a lot more images of Ormi than there are Logos. That's quite unexpected. Okay, so their outfits aren't exactly the same. Ormi seems to have more feathery things coming off his, which never actually noticed before. And he seems to be wearing trousers rather than a robe like Logos is wearing. So we'll have to keep that in mind. What do I want to do? Okay, so how do I want to approach this? We'll start by opening up a new template. Yes, we kind of have a contract stating that RABtoons is not allowed to talk himself down. That's very true. Don't want to be in breach of contract. Save as... Are we on to Final Fantasy 3 music now? No. Do, do, do. 10, 10-2. Ormi. Did somebody order an annoying jailbreak? Mikey Flow, Booba. Booba indeed. I assume you're talking about the lovely LeBlanc. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. Just because I want to save a bit of time. How do I want to do this? You're special. Angel wings. You're special. No, I don't think I actually can cheat on this one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Okay, now we're on to Final Fantasy 3 music. A lot of hit and misses with this one, I would say. Not one of my favourites as a game and as music. Sorry for repeating a lot of the dialogues, I just love them. That's fine, Juan Pablo. Yay, onto Sociopathic Lunif, the best FF protagonist. I would say their skin tones are quite similar, so let's say that at least. Let's give him puffy cheeks because he's a big boy. This is turning out to be quite amusing. He looks like Cartman. This is quite ridiculous. I actually think this works out quite well. Sorry, I'm amusing myself here. Let's get a colour from Logos. This is so stupid. What do you plan on doing after Silent Hill 4 in a nutshell? Tactics, another FF expansion, Lightning Returns, 4 Interlude, and then the After Years? Yes to all of those. Actually, you're bang on the money. I am still in the process of writing a Tactics nutshell. I have been slacking on writing that one, I must admit.
Seriously. I am not fat, I am big band. My mom said so.
Yeah, I quite like how this has turned out. Yeah, we get it. You're inbred. We can make fun of that more in a 10-2 nutshell. Yes, you have been slacking. Whatever happened to the Outcast episodes? No hablo inglés, papi. Okay, so we're not going to be lazy and just reuse Logos's outfit here. So let's make this a chunky boy. Similar to what I did for who am I thinking of? I did this for another character model, but I can't. I'm drawing a blank on who it was at the moment. So I'm gonna double check there isn't a picture of Ormi on his own. Nope, you're gonna be too small. Yes, that is much better. Oh great, there's kids in this crossover. I thought Final Fantasy III had Onion Knights. He definitely needs the Cartman voice. As I will be voicing him, I will definitely be giving him that kind of voice. Hate when Flash does that. Everyone got mad at the FF11 Outcast episode, so he said they wouldn't be part of the 14 videos, unfortunately. Yeah, what Furion said. You can never come back to this nutshell again. Oops. Let's do the fill test. Yeah, that's fine. Oops. So we're gonna put a layer behind these two. Sorry, this one. And what this is basically going to do is get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Final Fantasy XI Online is one of the best FF. Ooh, that's some fighting words there, I think. I mean, I can't attest to that because I haven't actually played it. I don't know if that was made obvious by the state of the 11 nutshell. Lock that layer. Let me just get a drink a second. RABtoons, are you going to cover the Legends series from the Game Boy? That would be really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I would probably say only if I run out of Resident Evil, Silent Hills, and Final Fantasies. So that would be a very, very long way off, I am afraid. How many ribbons are going through this fucking loop? Excuse my language. Jesus Christ, what is going on with this outfit? Did not think this would be harder than Logos' outfit. the Legend series doesn't take itself as serious as the actual Final Fantasy series, so a parody wouldn't really work, at least for me. If you ever get sick of Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts is always available. I think Just a Pancakes has those covered. Are you going to play Resident Evil 8, Jose Patron? Yes, actually, I intend to, touch wood, actually buy it on release day and stream it day one that it comes out, but I cannot guarantee that. Also, I'm not entirely confident it's not going to have blocked scenes on the PS4, which is always a major buzzkill when streaming on PS4, so yeah. Circumstance permitting on that one, definitely. But yeah, I do intend to play it. 'Cause all I wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. Okay, let's just get these stupid feathers out of the way. If Donatello were a fat guy. No, Kingdom Hearts more turn-based FF. I hear there's a casting call for RE8. Finally catching RAB-Live, POG. RE8 is going to be really fun. I miss the RE4 vibes. How would you feel if there was a Final Fantasy horror game like Resident Evil? That already exists. It's called Parasite Eve. And the fact that that series is dead as a dodo is evidence to why it wouldn't really work. But I urge you to give the Parasite Eve series a chance. And it wouldn't actually take you long because there's only like 3 games. There's 1, 2, and then there's that horrible PSP abomination we don't talk about. This outfit is actually more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Capcom kind of dug themselves into a hole with that giant woman because she better be in the game for more than just one section, for plot purposes, I swear. Last time Just a Pancake posted was 7 months ago. Oof. Hope they're okay. Do love me some Just a Pancake content. Okay, I believe you. Jesus Christ, this outfit is annoying me. Seriously, who let Nomura do this stuff? Do 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 do. I can't believe that you actually got the real Just a Pancake in a crossover video and not just a text-to-speech add-on. Totally. This boy do be chonk. He do be chonk indeed. Ormi the big chungus. I'm already bored of this guy. Damn them cheeks, yeah. I went a bit comical with those. This is a comedy after all. Do the feathers on his sash. And then the second set of feathers. Calling them feathers, I don't actually know what you call these things. So, anyone got any ideas for the special request drawing? I'm sure people have ideas. So be thinking those up whilst I finish off this guy. No homo. Hey RABtoons, what happened to the Outcast? The last time we saw them was at the end of 13 in a nutshell, and that was over a year ago. Did the actor for one of them disappear? No comment. But in all seriousness, I don't know what's happening with the Outcast. I kind of wrote myself into a corner. I don't know how to move it forward. Lack of inspiration. All kinds of factors have hindered the process, let's say. So I'm going to borrow Logos' body to finish this one off in terms of colours. Let's put you there. I mean, they are the Outcasts. Yes, you are very right. They're not called the Incasts, they are the Outcasts. Do, 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 do. This line is annoying me. Well, after you send me the next copy of the FFT script, we can talk about the Outcasts. Roger, roger. Oh, god damn it. Chris.
You have gotten in the way of my global saturation for the last time. I will kill you, Chris. It's just a matter of when.
That is a very good point. And do Logos and Ormi share a colour palette? Okay, I might have been wrong. Okay, scratch that. God damn this colour blindness. Oh, for God's sake. How many freaking holes are there? Too many. Would you like to purchase this DLC to see what happened to this character? Yes, Ormi is definitely the more purple of the two. He's a boy, he's a big, big boy.
For fuck's sake, how many frickin'...
Come on, I just know Nooj and his model is going to be a pain in the ass, so I just want to get this one done. RABtoons, this has been on my mind. I know if no comment, well, I try, but whatever happened to doing more Wesker stuff? All kinds of things. There wasn't actually that much interest in the comic. Actually, the comics I have been doing, especially Wesker, but more so the Tales of Blunder series featuring the 14 cast. If you would believe it, the comics are actually harder to make than the nutshell videos themselves, because I use Photoshop to make them, and it's just so painfully slow and unintuitive, and it just, with comics you've got to put more into like posing and phrases and structuring, and like, you have to rely on your written comedy a lot more rather than letting the lovely talented voice actors convey your words. So yeah, they actually are harder to make than nutshells for me. Probably missed your answer. What's the consensus on RE8 so far? If you're asking if I've played it yet, it's not even out yet. I don't know why you're asking. If you just mean sort of what do I think of 8 in general, I think it's definitely a bold choice for the series. I'm very interested to see what they're going to be doing with it. They definitely piqued my curiosity. It's a very wild direction to take. Definitely getting a lot of RE4 vibes from it, which it's hard to interpret how I feel about that, because while RE4 is a good game, it was the sort of start of the spiral towards action horror rather than straight up horror, so very mixed feelings on RE4. Good game, but sort of a sign of what was to come for the series, which culminated in RE6, and the less said about that one, the better. Lol, read any RE8 reviews? No, but I've heard the reviews are good, which is to be expected. I mean, say what you want about Capcom, but they do make good games, even if some of their choices are questionable. Okay, this is coming together nicely now. Are we still on Final Fantasy 3? Damn, I must have had more favourite Final Fantasy 3 tracks than I thought. This is a nice one. Final Fantasy XIV fans might recognise some of these tracks from the Crystal Towers series. Wait, there was 6? Man, glad I never played it. Lol, joke, I did. God, why? Hey, RABtoons, when you were a kid, did your parents ever get you a bad game without knowing it was bad? My parents got me Shrek Extra Large on GameCube. They meant well, but they had no idea. No, really, not really. I mean, a similar story I have for that is I entered a competition into a PlayStation magazine to win a free game, and I was led to believe if you won the competition, because it was a game cover competition, that you would get to pick what game you wanted. And at the time, Final Fantasy X-2 was brand new, so I requested Final Fantasy X-2 as the free game if I won the competition. What they actually meant was you would win a free game of their choice. Their choice was Disney's Haunted Mansion. Now, you can imagine my disappointment when I found out I'd won the competition and they would be sending me my prize, and then that game turned up, because I had no idea it was going to be turning up. It just turned up one day saying this is your prize, and I was like, dude, what is this, you know? So I had to play this game out of obligation because I'd won it in a competition, and my god, was Disney's The Haunted Mansion game freaking terrible. oh my god, it was just... I don't even remember anything from it, but all I could remember was pure disappointment. Gave me a lot of trust issues because, you know, I read, you win a game of your choice, and to then receive a game I would never have picked in a million years, definitely a sour experience. But positives from it is it was sort of cool to see a video game cover I designed be featured in a magazine. My nan kept a copy of the magazine, especially because she was proud of it being published, which is nice. If I ever am in a position to be able to dig that out, I will show it to you guys, but yeah. Dreamcast was a great console. Yes, it was. Dreamcast had so much potential. I loved Sonic Adventure playing on Dreamcast. I think it was just ahead of its time, and I don't know what went wrong for the Dreamcast, but I really wish it did better, and I imagine the alternate timeline where it was successful and Sega still made consoles rather than just terrible business decisions. Okay, so we're almost done with Ormi's model. I am simplifying the hell out of these leg braces. I'm gonna give him some big ass shoes. He's a big ass dude. If you ever make RE8 in a nutshell, you could make a joke by putting the beginning of your RE8 video and Capcom calls and tells them that they changed the game last minute. That would be funny. Sadly, what I think went wrong with the Dreamcast was that it couldn't play DVDs and more people just on PlayStation stuff, which is disappointing. Who was the most complex character you ever had to draw? So that distinction goes to Ifrit from Final Fantasy 15 in a nutshell, because his horns, I don't know if Nomura designed Ifrit, because I know there's a bit of overlap between who does, like Robert Ferrari and Nomura in terms of character designs, so I don't know who to pin the blame on, but the horns are just all over the place. Like, how the hell does he move with those horns on his head? The horns are the same size as his body, and they were just all sort of complex shapes and curves, and translating that to a chibi RABtoon model, it was a nightmare. There's a reason I left Ifrit for last in terms of making 15 models. Okay, cool. Looks like we're pretty much done with Ormi. Ifrit is a god, so he probably carries his horns around with great ease. That's very true. This track gets me very in the zone. Shading is a very in-depth process, so I like to go quiet to make sure I don't make any stupid mistakes like that. All I can say is, goddamn you, Ormi, and your non-conformity to the LeBlanc Syndicate dress code. I'm going to have a word with your HR manager. You are the most un-Final Fantasy character ever. What other consoles do you have? I have a Nintendo Switch, PS4, and a PS Vita are my current rotation. All others are sort of stashed away, lost, or sold. One of those three.
Hey guys, respect my authority! Respect the Blank Syndicate authority! Hey you guys, did you ever hear the legend of Scuzzlebird?
Sorry, that line sticks out like a sore thumb, because whenever you're browsing Netflix and you hover over South Park, it's always that exact line it plays out loud, which is from the Scuzzlebutt episode of South Park. So that line is like my go-to for doing a crappy Cartman impression. I think I've missed some shading there. Nope. Okay, cool. So that is. Oh, I didn't get rid of Locus's outfit there. That is Ormi done. I am quite pleased with how he turned out. He's kind of cute in a weird way. Just let you enjoy that while I get a drink. There's a blue colour inside the right beltish thing. Trying to figure out what you're getting at, but whilst I'm zoomed in, I might as well correct some of these little mistakes. Rab, remember Atari. What do I need to remember about the Atari? Yeah, that's possibly too old for me to remember. I never got to play an Atari. Okay, I'm gonna classify Ormi as done, because I can't see what the belt colour is on the belt. So let's move on to the final model of tonight. The one, the only, Nooj. As always, let's remove the forward facing frames. Ah, nice. Thought you stopped doing something you enjoyed altogether. RABtoons, do you see the blue stripe in the purple between the orange belts? I'll go back and have a look in a sec. Just try and remember what I'm doing. You could use the controller to launch model rockets. Hey RABtoons, what was your first game system? Mine was the GameCube, and get this, at some point in my childhood I lost the cases for all my GameCube games, not the tiny discs, the huge cases. Major oof there. My first console was PlayStation 1. No, actually no, even further back than that, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, playing Super Mario World, I think was one of my earliest memories. As for PlayStation 1, Rayman 1 was actually one of my earliest memories for that. Nooj. Okay, so this is the one I've been dreading. And if you're not familiar with the character, you will see why. Behold, the monstrosity known as Nooj. And I actually think this guy may have been in... I don't think he's been in this one yet. Nope. Very certain he was in this one though. Yes, he was. Okay, cool. So this will make making the model slightly easier, not by much. Basically, the way this game simplifies its hair, I will use as reference to simplify my version of the hair. So I'm not going to be outright tracing it, but I will be using it as a reference. Is he a Final Fantasy character or an X-Man parody? And my answer to that, Ben, is yes. Best FF protagonist. Noel Christ, without a doubt. Nomura, go home, you're drunk. Yeah, so this is what happens if you, yeah, so this is what happens if you let Nomura off his leash. He's wearing pajamas, for God's sake. Nomura, buddy. Final Fantasy 4. One of my favourites. I mean, I think he even has a buzz cut on the side of his hair. Did I hear Final Fantasy 4? I missed that game. Just put him in a onesie, RABtoons. When you want to be the pretty boy villain, kindly old man, mechanic, scholar, and fashion icon. That's very accurate. I mean, I would say he has the Final Fantasy equivalent of a man bun as well, just to top off the absurdity of his design. Save before something bad happens. It also kind of gives me the vibe that Nomura was designing a female character before he decided, actually no, let's make this a guy. Like, he even has dreads. Yet another Shapu reference. Cecil Harvey in The Shit I Put Up With. He has that stupid hipster hair. Yes, he does. as I said a second ago, he has the Final Fantasy equivalent of a man bun. Stop dying, you cowards! Speaking of Nomura, did you see the game being made by a Chinese dev team is inspired by 15 and DMC5? No. Not quite sure what game you're on about there. Nooj would definitely walk into a Starbucks and order a double macchiato latte with 2 pumps of cum or whatever. And let's make another thing clear. You all know LeBlanc, right? The hot crazy chick. She has a crush on this guy. Yep, I knew that would happen. I accidentally deleted some of the head layer there, which I didn't mean to do. Sup, my dude. Glad to have done the voice things for you again. Ah, Nico VA, the lovely, talented man behind Zach Fair in our Crisis Core in a nutshell, and Noel Christ in 13.2 in a nutshell. Soon to be on a RABtoons channel near you this year, maybe. Patent pending. Welcome. Love this song. Guys, I'm stuck up here. Fun fact, Ben Howell was the voice of Kane. So he delivered that line you are quoting there. Hey RABtoons, my first game was Mario Party 7 on the GameCube, and before you ask, no, I never owned Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario 6 Sunshine, or Mario Party 4 to 6. Damn, you missed out on some of the iconic GameCube experiences there. Tifa is best girl in Final Fantasy series. And ooh, I love the Final Fantasy IV boss theme. And no, I am not drawing a unique model for every direction this guy faces. Okay, so let's make his glasses a separate layer. In all honesty, I forgot I was the voice of Kane until after RABtoons asked me to do the voice again this year. Ah, Kulak's theme as well. Alright, let's do the glasses. I'm always quite edgy about using glasses, like doing glasses for RABtoons models because they never look right. On this occasion it looks okay, so that's fine. Hey, sorry for blowing up your town and killing your fat friends and family, right here. Have this card. Okay, so Nooj is actually going a lot. I know I say this every stream for a character I dread making, but Nooj is actually coming along quite nicely. So detail on his chibi model from there is too low res for me to actually use, so we're gonna switch to the full body version. Hey, welcome Blackjack Videos. For those of you who don't know, Blackjack is a good friend of mine and has done many voices for the series. Most notably Arif, Renoa, and Kuja, I would say, are her most iconic roles on this channel. Throat's getting a little dry. It was not COVID. Don't think it's COVID. I don't ever leave the house. Just gonna have a drink a sec. Hey RABtoons, what's Ben Howell returning for later this year? Oh right, Caius Ballard, I believe. Yeah, because Kane in the English dub of Final Fantasy IV is voiced by Liam O'Brien, who did the voice of Caius Ballard. So because I was struggling to find a good Caius Ballard voice, I thought Ben Howell did a very good Kane voice, so that was just a smooth transition over to finally filling that Caius Ballard slot. And believe me, that was a tough one to fill. Late yet again, but at least I get to see the worst boy. Welcome Johnny Shields. Does anyone remember what the weapons dub trick for? Nope. What time is it for you? Almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Sup, I'm here. Where's the fat character cameo this time? Believe you me, it's in the parody, and it is very early in the video, so it's out of the way and done. You will notice it straight away, I bet. Do. Love this theme. In fact, I love pretty much every Final Fantasy IV track. I don't think I could think of a bad Final Fantasy IV track. So yeah, this unsymmetric dude will not be getting a unique model each time he turns. You can sod that for a game of soldiers. Thought I was on the wrong layer there for a second. So we've got a strap going across. Nya. So some of you may know this already, but the English dub voice of Nooj was the same as Sephiroth's original English voice actor. I think his name's George Newburn, and Gipple is Zack's English voice actor. So what I've actually done is I've gotten our lovely Nico VA here to play Gipple, and our Sephiroth Nutshell voice actor as well to play Nooj. So it's sort of accurate to the game as a nice little Easter egg, and because they are both very talented folks. Seriously, Mio, what were you thinking of this guy? And I can fully blame Nomura for this design, because I looked it up just to make sure I was right. And yep, Nomura was a character designer for this game. Now, he had nothing to do with the story. You can't blame him for that one, so he gets a pass there. you can actually blame the director of 13 for the abomination that is 10's story. We've got another strap going there. I mean, how many belts do they need to hold up this one pauldron? Double eye patch. I can't hear Battle Against Four Fiends without thinking of the High Dane lyrics to it. What do you think will happen in FF7 Remake Part 2? Lots of retconning and lots of salt from the 7 fandom. That's actually a very cool way of choosing the voice actors. Definitely a Nomura-esque number of belts on Nooj. Final Fantasy VII X Multiverse confirmed. I seem to recall Nomura also worked on FF6, which is why Setzer is in Kingdom Hearts 2, kinda. I was shocked when I found out Nomura did some artwork for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and they aren't that over the top Nomura. Yeah, those might have actually been later in his career where he's actually sort of calmed down a little bit, especially with, I noticed he's not as crazy on belts. His new thing seems to be played, you know, sort of the tartan looking pattern you see on kilts and stuff. That seems to be his current go-to. For those of you who are sort of joining the stream late, the reason we're listening to Final Fantasy IV music at the moment is because I'm on a playlist of my favourite tracks from each Final Fantasy game. So we've gone through 1 to 4, so we're currently listening to 4 at the moment. Just in case you are curious why we're listening to Final Fantasy IV music while making 10-2 music, it's because I ran out of Final Fantasy X and X2 music during these streams. RABtoons, how do you feel about 16's setting going back to what 1 to 6 and 9 had? I don't mind it. It could be an interesting change of pace. The fact that Yoshi P is involved is definitely a good sign. I actually do like the steampunk, more futuristic aspect of Final Fantasy, but I'm partial to the good old days as well, so I'm happy either way in terms of what aesthetic they go for. Okay, so why does this seem to think there is a hole? Because there is a hole. It's very small. There. I always found the Final Fantasy IV moon theme very creepy. Don't know if that's what they were going for, but it always creeps me out. Oh, Rad, did you ever finish Tactics? No, I think I'm about halfway through. I really need to get back to that playthrough as soon as possible, otherwise I will fall out of interest with it entirely, and in a nutshell will never get written. Okay, where do you think a hole is? I see the hole. When I say where's the hole, I mean where's the gap in the line art that's allowing the paint tool to miss stuff out. you know that's gonna happen. Okay, where's the hole this time? Quite easy to find. That's good. All I saw was they should demote Tetsuya Nomura, and I had to say, sadly, I agree. They need to not rely on him so much for their projects, because he is very unreliable in sticking to sort of a timeline, I find. It's been a downfall of a lot of his projects. Rab, are you going to make Deep Dungeon part of the tactics script, where you fight the magician guy at the end? I haven't even got to that in my playthrough, so we'll see. But it sounds like side content, and I try to avoid side content in nutshells, because my main focus is to cover the storyline where possible, only dipping into side content if I really have like a good joke for it. So that's why you don't always see jokes about side content in the nutshell parodies. Does that zip go all the way down to his crotch? You know what? I think it actually does. Do 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 do. So this dude really wakes up and every day and puts on these pajamas. Don't know what happened there. Sometimes Flash does that, and I have no idea why. Sometimes I'll be finishing some line art and the whole thing will disappear. Literally no explanation whatsoever. Nico Hybrid. Finally. Finally what? Oh, did you know there was a notorious monster in 11 that took 12 hours to defeat? That would not surprise me about Final Fantasy 11. One of the many reasons I didn't want to play. You know, I don't think I would enjoy playing it, rather. I mean, I wouldn't have known about that back when it came out, so that definitely couldn't have factored into my decision making on whether to play it or not. So I can see we're simplifying the hell out of his boots within good reason, I think. Oh no, 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 no! Oh no. May have to draw his hair again. I don't know how long that's been like that. Okay, alright, okay. This could be a disaster, but I'm hoping... I cannot believe this has happened. Oh, I am so pissed off. Please, 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 for the love of God, please let... Oh, thank God for that. Disaster averted. Alright. Now, I am going to tell you what happened there. At some point I must have been selecting colours, and Flash has this annoying thing where if I have something selected and I pick a colour, it does that. It changes the whole thing to that colour. So I must have been on the hair layer and selected black, but I must have been down here drawing the rest of its body and didn't notice. So yeah, you can see how that happens far too often. Sometimes it's minor, sometimes it's major, sometimes I don't have backups like I just did then, but thankfully we still had the backup, so no dramas. But oh my god, I would have been so pissed off. Oh man, I'm giving you a virtual hug because those mistakes are anxiety fuel. Thank you, Ben. I would have been so annoyed if that, was for real. But it looks like it's all hunky-dory. So Nooj is almost finished, we just got to do the shading. Same here, virtual hug. Thank you, Juan Pablo. Not sure where that white outline's come on his hair. I'm gonna have to fix that in a minute, because I've just clocked that one. Hey RABtoons, think you'll do a Final Fantasy IV After Years in a nutshell? It's in the pipeline. It's going to be a long way off, but it is coming, I can assure you that. It's going to be very similar to 4 in a nutshell though, because they did recycle a lot from 4 when making 4 the After Years. Do 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 do. I think the Final Fantasy IV credits theme definitely has the smoothest transition into the iconic Final Fantasy theme. There we go. Let's shade his head. Do 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 do. Are you going to do 12 Revenant Wings in a nutshell later on? I have no plans for it, but as I always say with everything, never say never, because I will run out of stuff eventually, and I will start scraping the bottom of the barrel with stuff like 12 Revenant Wings. I thought I was on the right way now. Okay, let's shape the body. Do 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 do. Luckily this is quite simple because he wears a frickin' onesie. So if you don't count the belts, his outfit actually is quite simple. It's the belts that complicate it and make it unnecessary messy in a Nomura fashion. If you call his designs fashion. That is of course subjective. If you do get around to doing 4 After Destiny at some point in the future, well, I'll just say that I hope you're still in contact with whoever voiced Porom by then. I think I voiced Porom, so I will definitely be in touch with myself. Did Rab do nutshells for 13.2 and Lightning Returns? Nope. But 13.2 is definitely getting a nutshell and is currently in the process of receiving lines from people, so it's moving along swiftly. Do 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 do. No, I don't remember Monster House. Unless you're talking about one from 7. Sweet Home is not a film, it's a Netflix series. As far as excessive belts go though, at least it looks like his hold something on. Some belts are for the shoulder, others are for the leg. So, who's reprising their roles from 13 in a nutshell? So Sarah, not Snow, sorry, Sarah, Saz, Hope, Lightning. Who else is there? Who am I thinking of? Okay, so out of the main cast, those are the ones who are reprising their roles. Fang, Snow, yeah, so Fang and Snow have new voice actors and actresses because their originals have sort of since moved on or are unavailable. Snow's case, his voice actor actually just sort of vanished off the face of the earth. I never heard from him again after receiving his lines for 13 in a nutshell, which is a shame because he really did nail Troy Baker's Snow voice, which is iconic in my opinion. So there we go. Nooj from Final Fantasy X-2. One of Nomura's worst designs ever. Oh yeah, Vanille's voice actress is also reprising. Hey, I had no idea that you were the one who voiced Porom. Also, I'm surprised you didn't question why I mentioned Porom specifically. I think that's a question for another time. Dope. I've known Hope VA back at the end of 2017, and we don't work with each other much, so it'll be awesome. That does sound fun. Did you ever think maybe it was Troy Baker who voiced your character? Maybe. Just maybe, Rab. That would have been something one can dream. Okay, so that's all 3 characters we have set out to make tonight. So let's just cycle through them quickly. We have Logos, Ormi, and Nooj. So let's go ahead and close down the original Nooj. Chonk Waka or Thick LeBlanc, vote now. Yeah, I did say if I had time I would do requests, and I'm a man of my word. I do have a little bit of time, so I am open to requests. Let me just go grab a drink and fire away. Ormi looks huggable. Thank you, Himoko. Crap, I never finished 10, so I never played 10 too, so I don't know the cast. Oh, sorry, when I said requests, I mean like just for doodles and stuff. Draw Snake from memory. Okay. So this is Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Completely from memory. I swear my style changes every time. I have no distinct style. Actually, my memory of Snake is actually quite good, so I would say I'm not actually far off the mark here. For those of you just tuning in, I am taking requests for random doodles, which is why this is not what you're probably expecting. There we go, Snake from memory. Have time for a few more. What a manly looking man. Imagine if Chris and Jill were having a nude. Yeah, I'm not drawing that. Why do you draw morbidly obese women but call them thick? They aren't thick, they're obese. If you have an obese fetish, that's fine. Whoever yanks your crank, but get the terms right. Sorry, Purple Shade. I'm aware of that distinction, and I don't know. It just sounds better to me, so that's why I say it. That was cool. Peter storing the balls. Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Oh, my thing went thick there. So this is Gabe N from memory. This is completely terrible and not what he looks like at all, especially now. This is Gabe Newell as I remember him. Gabe Newell? Any more for any more. He looks like Fat Boy from Jimmy Neutron cartoon. Lucka. Not sure who that is. Ooh, Cynthia sounds like a fun one. Seconded. Draw Cynthia from Pokemon. Snake, and Eddie. Just what the freak the style reminds me of, and it's awesome. Okay, Cynthia from Pokemon from memory. Don't know why it keeps doing that. I am completely drawing blanks on her hair. All I can remember right now is she has like weird little things sticking outside of her hair. Think, Mike, think! So I'm just trying to visualize what her hair looks like without looking it up. She has one side covered by hair, if I remember rightly. And she has like these weird things that remind me of Lucario sticking out the side of her head. And I've never quite been able to determine what exactly they are, what they're supposed to be. Are they just like hair clips, or is she actually part Pokemon? I don't think I'm well versed enough in Pokemon lore to know enough about Cynthia to say one way or another, but I just always find it weird she has these weird things sticking outside of her head. I seem to recall she has like a fuzzy collar. And a V-neck top. I think I'm fairly accurate for this one. This is one of my favourite Final Fantasy V soundtracks. I seem to recall she also wears trousers underneath this dress, which is always oddly 90s-esque to me. So bear in mind these sketches are from memory. So there we have Cynthia. Mikhail Varkovsky. What makes a man, Mr. RABtoons? Is it being prepared to do the right thing, whatever the cost? Isn't that what makes a man? What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? Very nice. I remember Cynthia with long pants. Why can't Resident Evil have nudity? That's a very odd question. Well done. Nice. Okay, one last one I think before I wrap this up. Someone said a chonk waka, so why the hell not? To finish this off. Remember when Waka almost drowned Tidus just to ask him to join the Besaid Aurochs? I remember that. There we go, Chonk Walker. More like Neckbeard Walker, but there we go. Cool, cool. So I think that's probably all the time I have for doodles tonight, so I'm just going to save that quickly, because I do intend to post these doodles at some point. So that's my doodles from a previous stream. So just to recap, we made Nooj, Ormi, Logos, and we have drawn Chonk Walker, Cynthia from memory, gave Newell from memory, and Snake from memory. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun tonight. We had a very productive stream, and I've had a lot of fun chatting to you all tonight. I am very beat, however. But yeah, so thank you all, everyone, for tuning in, and I hope to do one of these again real soon. Stay safe, and I shall catch you all next time. Bye!